extra programming to bring you a segment of Triple BG. I'm your host, Kennedy Sims, the Black.
I'm Zaria Thompson, the Black.
I'm Adriana, the White Gay.
And I'm Kelsey, the Black.
Today's segment is about all the reasons why I'm a lesbian.
2018 has started. There have been countless school shootings in America's public school system today. And this results from the fact that our president has decided to skip the age limit on gun registration forms and instead teach teachers how to, use guns. Recently, the White House proposed to train and arm American school teachers along with increased background checks, mental health programs, and sending armed veterans and retired police into schools. However, there are no current plans to raise the age limit on owning a gun. Adriana, what's your opinion?
Kennedy, if you truly believe that having a gun in the vicinity of adolescence, you're an idiot. Period. Dot. You're into the subject of men, my favorite subject. After numerous women have came forward about Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulting them, the company is now under investigation, while the New York General Attorney Eric T. Schneiderman says that they're seeking documents related to the sexual harassment from the company and seeing how they were handled. This company has since denied the allegations, saying that Weinstein has resigned since the news broke out. Kennedy, what do you think about this?
My opinion is that this happens all the time, and yet nothing ever gets solved. I'm glad that the women of today are deciding to step up and say something about the Me Too movement. Last year, the U.S. News dropped an article about California legally recognizing a third gender on legal documents. Democrat Governor Jerry Brown of California signed the Gender Recognition Act, Senate Bill 179, that gives Californians the option to choose a non-binary gender option on state-issued identification, birth certificates, and driver's licenses. This law also makes it easier for people to correct their gender on legal documents without needing a doctor's signature saying the person received clinical treatment. Adriana?
Being a part of the LGBTQ community, I think this is an amazing development in the right direction, considering all of these horrible things happening around us with Donald Trump, that our states are taking action and doing their own things. Honey, I know that's right. They're doing their own laws considering different genders, and I think it's great for children that don't have the option to have doctors and have supporting parents and have support in their home to do these types of things.
However, California was not the first state to do this. In July, Oregon became the first state for giving people a non-specified option for similar documents. This is identified with an X instead of an F or an N.
In 2017, Bermuda lawmakers rebanned same-sex marriage. In July 2017, Bermuda's Supreme Court recognized same-sex marriage for the first time. This week, lawmakers voted to make it illegal again. The Senate voted 8-3 to recognize unions between same-sex couples with a domestic partnership rather than with marriage. Now, what do you think about this, Zaria?
The whole purpose of lawmakers is to do what's best for citizens. So I feel like if popular opinion is that same-sex marriage is a need for the country, then do what's best for the citizens. Next on the news, according to Chicago Sun-Times, Arthur Jones, who scooted his way into the ballot for Congress, is a Republican nominee. He's also anti-Semitic. Many Republicans are feeling, quote, shabby about this issue because they had many occasions to overrun him, eliminate him from the ballot. What do you feel about this, Kelsey?
In my opinion, how can you, it's history. The Holocaust happened, sir. That's like trying to deny slavery. It happened. There are people still alive that went through the Holocaust. If you would like to take yourself and speak to those people and try to tell them that a part of their life didn't happen, you shouldn't be in the government. You're in the wrong field. Sorry. In August 2017, Huffington Post said Trump goes all in on slashing legal immigration. Trump threw himself behind a bill that would make it harder for people to immigrate to the U.S., despite promising he didn't want to minimize the amount of people allowed in the United States. The bill would cut legal immigration almost in half. He claims that this bill will reduce our poverty rates and save taxpayers billions of dollars. What do you think, Zaria?
My whole thought process on legal immigration is the whole point of coming to America is to live out the American dream in so-called work hard to earn your keep. Well, many are, and the whole process of becoming legal here isn't easy. It's not fill out paper and you're done. Many have been on the waiting list for years and are still on the process of becoming an American citizen. So I feel like be understanding and just let them stay here until they figure out what they need to do.
Now that's tea.
Alrighty, now on to some more real news. Hashtag my president, Lil Uzi Vert's Love is Rage 2 is currently SoundCloud's top album of 2017. Now, the tea is that's really my husband, and that's all we need to be talking about today. You know, I don't know why I'm here, why I'm at this job. You know, I'm just here to talk about Lil Uzi.
Join us next week on BBBG, where we'll be talking about the heroin epidemic that has plagued a small town in Ohio for decades. We'll also be touching on the abortion laws that have been denying women their private rights for years. Join us next week on BBBG, where we'll be talking about the heroin epidemic that has plagued a small town in Ohio for decades, and the abortion laws that are going around that are taking away women's rights.
The whole purpose of lawmakers is to do what's best for their citizens. So I feel like if popular opinion is that same-sex marriage is a need for the country, then do what's best for their citizens.
It is a given right. Every person should have the right to marry who they love. Giving it the right to marry to someone and then taking it away less than a year later. What?
Go!
And just okay.